Hello, I'm Lionel Morgado.
And I'm Dennis Beck from the University of Arkansas, and we're presenting a proposal for a systemization of the field of immersive learning. Our colleagues on this paper are Mark Lee from Charles Sturt University, Christian Gudel from TU Graz, Andreas Dengel from Universitat Würzburg, Minjuan Wang from San Diego State University, Scott Warren from University of North Texas, and Jonathan Richter, the president and CEO of the iLRN network. So the problem we're addressing involves what we call the fragmentation of the field of immersive learning. First, immersive learning is an interdisciplinary field, which means that researchers feel most comfortable working within their own academic fields and not across disciplines. Second, these academic silos tend to prevent researchers from sharing common methods, literature results and reviews, and definitions. And a simple example of this is the definition of immersion, which has many different definitions across fields. Planting the knowledge tree of immersive learning research is our proposal for a systemization effort for this field, combining both scholarly and practical knowledge, cultivating a robust and ever-growing knowledge base and methodological toolbox for immersive learning. We have three objectives. First, developing a common scientific terminology amidst the community of researchers. Second, cultivating a common understanding of methodology. And third, advancing common use of theoretical approaches, frameworks, and models. And that brings us to our knowledge tree. As you can see here, it has many different parts, just as a normal tree does. It begins with the soil, which is rich in ontologies and taxonomies and conceptual data models. In that soil, and emerging from that soil, are roots, and that is the definitions, the methods, and the research instruments used in the field of immersive learning. Coming up out of the soil is the trunk of the iLRN knowledge tree, and that's composed of things like systematic and scoping reviews, the State of XR and Immersive Learning Annual Report, evidence repositories, and of course our community of researchers, forums, and outlets. The branches are the fields of inquiry, things like ed tech and computer science and game design, and so many other thousands of academic fields, but also the research priorities and agendas in the field of immersive learning. Then coming off the branches are the leaves. And you can see there, those leaves, they're the exemplars, the practice instruments, and the tools that are available to practitioners and researchers alike. And then you can see the birds which alight on the tree. And those are there for crowdsourcing, for tagging, reporting, and connecting all of these different things that are involved in the leaves. And now my colleague Lionel is going to explain a little bit more about the tree in depth.
Thank you, Dennis. So the soil of the immersive learning knowledge tree, as Dennis said, is the ontological and epistemological terrain which grounds the tree and sustains it. Due to the interdisciplinary nature of the field, it is rich and diverse in ontologies, taxonomies, and conceptual data models. These will provide the essential ingredients to pull together the disparate, fragmented research in the field into a comprehensive and comprehensible form. The soil will also provide guidance for scholars to frame their research in different ways and use different perspectives as a lens for understanding and applying their research. Current work on the soil is the ontological development project being led by co-author Scott Warren. It's currently a very loose soil, which will be consolidated as methodological roots embed themselves within it, and together, soil and roots provide the foundation for the trunk of the knowledge tree. These roots entering the soil and consolidating it are the strong foundation for the advancement of the field of immersive learning. They include common definitions for foundational scientific terminology, such as immersion and learning, and their combination on the phenomenon of immersive learning. Using common definitions enables meta-analysis techniques, boosts causality studies, and facilitates professional collaborations with others in our diverse field. Also, while preserving our interdisciplinary strength, the immersive learning research community needs to coalesce around common methodological underpinnings, as well as begin to construct open instruments. Current ongoing work on the roots includes the Scoping Reviews Protocol, published in last year's proceedings, a validated questionnaire on the technological research priorities, published in iLRN2018, and the inter-rater vetting process for the immersion cube classification, which was published in the Journal of Universal Computer Science last year and is undergoing systematization by co-author Andreas Dengel.
Emerging from the roots and the soil is the trunk of the immersive learning knowledge tree, and that represents the structural knowledge which grows from the ontological and epistemological soil. Currently, it's a sapling, vying to become a gigantic sequoia. The trunk will be solidity, pillar, and common strength. Its interconnected wood rings, sapping the roots, form scoping and systematic literature reviews on various topics related to immersive learning. Classified collections of facts like expert input from the field of immersive learning, such as the iLRN State of XR and Immersive Learning Report, as well as other evidence repositories, and then also the scientometric awareness of the networked knowledge of the community researching immersive learning. The branches of the knowledge tree sprout from the trunk, consisting of two things. First, the fields of inquiry, which extend from the core trunk of immersive learning, leading to specific outcomes. And then second, the research priorities and agendas of the field, intertwined with the fields of inquiry. The academic fields of inquiry include areas such as ed tech, computer science, game design, learning sciences, psychology, biomedical sciences, narrative studies, arts, design, media studies, communication sciences, as well as the thousands of other disciplinary and occupational content areas where immersive learning and training may be relevant. The sprouting occurs from the trunk of scoping and systematic literature reviews, expert input, evidence repository, and community of research. For example, a systematic review of the uses of immersive learning environments with individuals with autism to advance their knowledge of STEM subjects is organically extending branches at least to the disciplinary fields of didactics, such as science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, but also educational science, cognitive science, and communication science. An obstacle to immersive learning listed in the State of XR and Immersive Learning Report, which would be in the trunk, an obstacle such as interoperability would branch out to different disciplinary approaches to it, from computer science and information systems to operations research and educational sciences. So that's how that works.
The leaves of the knowledge tree comprise exemplars, such as practitioner accounts or case reports. It also comprises instruments like templates and forms for practicing research and tools. Tool leaves include how-to guides, for instance, how to apply a method, a resource creation wiki. There could be even more advanced ones, such as a virtual choreography production tool. Leaves can be considered the periphery of the structural knowledge branches. These rather practical endeavors should guide and support investigators in carrying out and situating their own research and practice within the immersive learning community. Finally, just as birds fly from branch to branch and leaf to leaf, finding nourishment and building nests, so the community of immersive learning researchers and practitioners employs exemplars, the leaves, in their nest-building work, for instance, professional practice. For example, school teachers interested in using augmented reality for a field trip may scan the leaves of the knowledge tree for useful resources in their teaching, gathering them into their plans. They may use virtual choreography production tools to keep records of what went on or to produce virtual content, as well as author a teacher's guide to go with the plans. As they do this, they can be encouraged to create common tags for these resources and share their self-authored resources so that future instructors may locate them as well. Another example may be a researcher of technical immersion uses with individuals with autism, who may scan the leads emerging from that branch, download the scoping review protocol to better understand the gaps in the research literature in the field, and better situate one's own research within a gap. The researcher can also be encouraged to tag the completed scoping review and link it to the knowledge tree, becoming part of the trunk.
Which brings us to our final slide, future growth opportunities for the iLRN knowledge tree. We see them in two main areas. First, we're making an effort to improve the tree using design science research. And this effort is being led by Christian, Lionel, and myself. We plan to use a combination of surveys and focus groups as well as other methods to validate and expand our understanding of the different parts of the knowledge tree with the immersive learning community. Second, we're proud to announce that we have released a call for proposals for spin-off initiatives to develop the knowledge tree. And here's what this is going to look like. You all have access to it as you're a part of this presentation. You'll all be able to download it from the link on the screen. First, you'll submit one-page proposals. That will include your introduction, objectives, project resources available, and deliverables. And you'll post a link to your proposals. What will happen is, we will then announce to the knowledge tree team an initiative. We'll debate those in our knowledge tree team meeting. So for example, say you make a one-page proposal, that will be debated. People leading the initiative will be asked to spearhead it, spur it, and manage it with oversight from the knowledge tree team. And then regular developments will be brought to the knowledge tree team for panel debate and feedback. And then after that process is done, we will then look and see what gaps are available in the knowledge tree, and then take a more focused approach to asking specific experts to make further proposals and outline specific topics to address those gaps. So this is the Immersive Learning Knowledge Tree concept paper. Thank you so much for listening. Once again, I'm Dennis Beck.
And I'm Lionel Morgado.
And we very much appreciate you listening to our presentation. Thank you.